Very good morning children. Welcome to social class. In the last class we have started the fourth lesson in your social text, that is Achievers and Explorers. Achievers and Explorers. And also we have discussed about the two great personalities. Who are they? They are Mother Teresa and Rabindranath Tagore. Am I right? Yes, in the last class we have discussed about Mother Teresa and Rabindranath Tagore. In today's class we are going to know about Swami Vivekananda, Marco Polo and Vasco da Gama. We are going to learn about these great personalities in today's class. So, first let us know about Swami Vivekananda. Have you heard his name? Have you ever heard his name? ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Yes, very good. Swami Vivekananda, he was a spiritual leader. Spiritual in the sense, in Kannada, adhyatmika. Adhyatmi ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. And he was a patriot from West Bengal. And also he was one of the prominent leaders in religious and cultural renaissance. That means rebirth of cultural and religious things. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಧರ್ಮ ಹಾಗೂ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿನ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಬೆಳೆಸೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಪಾತ್ರ ವಹಿಸಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Then he was one of the prominent leaders of Indian religious and cultural renaissance, and his real name, Swami Vivekananda's real name was Narendranath Datta. What was his real name? Narendranath Datta. And he was born on 12th January 1863 in Calcutta. In his early age, he displayed in the sense he had shown so much of interest, and he had a great compassion and a great leadership quality. ಇವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ವಯಸ್ಸಿಂದನೂ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. Then and he had a sharp intellect in the sense intelligence. He had a sharp intelligence and he devoured a literature from both east and west. East and west ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್ ನಲ್ಲ ಇವರು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, in the sense devoured means ಅರ್ಧ ಕುಡಿಯೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ನುಂಗ್ ಹಾಕೋದು. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ನುಂಗ್ ಹಾಕೋದು ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್ಸ್ನ ಇವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಧ ಕುಡಿದಿದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಇವರು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಯಾರು? ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಅವರು. Is that clear? He had a sharp intellect and he devoured a literature from both east and west. East and west ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲಿಟರೇಚರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. And that literature that is included the western philosophy and the great English poets. And literature ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, that literature that included the western philosophy and the great English poets. Then he always wanted to think technically. He always liked the rational reasoning in the sense think technical ಆಗಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಇವರು ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. But the rational reasoning that was dismissed by many of the Indian religious superstitions. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂತ ಈ ತರ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇವ್ರ ತರ ಯಾರು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. And that was dismissed in the sense ನಿರಾಶೆಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು. Dismissed in the sense not happy. So many people, so many Indians superstitions, religious superstitions, ಮೂಢನಂಬಿಕೆಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಈ ತರ ಯೋಚನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಯಾರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಅವಾಗ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. Then he was not happy, and from this background he was drawn to join the Brahmo Samaj. From this background he was drawn to join Brahmo Samaj. Brahmo Samaj it was a modern Hindu movement that was sought to revitalize in the sense ಪುನರುಜ್ಜೀವನಗೊಳಿಸೋದು. ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಹಿಂದೂ ಒಂದು ಧರ್ಮನ ಹೇಗೆ ಪುನರುಜ್ಜೀವನಗೊಳಿಸೋದು, ರಿವೆಟಲೈಸ್ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ರ್ಯಾಷನಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್. ಅಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದೂ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿನ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಬೇಕು. ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಸೂಪರ್ಸ್ಟಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೂಪರ್ಸ್ಟಿಷನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೂಢನಂಬಿಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಬೇಕು. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲಿ, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ he like the rational reasoning, as I told you, that's a think technically, that means think technically, but that time no one has to try to think technically. Then from that background he was drawn to join the ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜ್. ಭಾರತದ ಒಂದು ಜೀವನ, ಭಾರತೀಯರ ಒಂದು ಜೀವನ ಹಾಗೂ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮವನ್ನು ಮೂಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇವರು ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ he became a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Disciple in the sense Shishya. He became a disciple of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Then in 1897 he founded Ramakrishna Mission. Who founded the Ramakrishna Mission? It was founded by Swami Vivekananda. And in 1893 he went to Chicago to represent the Indian culture, representative of Indian culture, India, at the parliament that includes all the religious there, at the parliament that has all the religious of the world. On September 11th he delivered a speech, historical speech, which made his learned audience bow their heads in reverence. In the sense, September 11th 1893 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಆಸ್ ಎ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇರ್ he had delivered a historical speech and the audience, there were so many audience, they bow their heads in reverence. ಇವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು, ಆ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಭಾವನೆಯಿಂದ ಇವರ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಲೆ ಬಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇವರು ನೀಡಿದಂಥ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ತೂಕದ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಆಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇವರು ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ನ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇವರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಭಾವದಿಂದ ತಲೆ ತೂಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ he was the first person. Who was the first person? Swami Vivekananda was the first person who made India's greatness known to the world. ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಭಾರತದ ಒಂದು ಮಹತ್ವನ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದಂತಹ ಮೊದಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಯಾರು? ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ. He was the first person who made India's greatness to the whole world. Then 1897, as I told you, he founded Ramakrishna Mission in order for the service of Indian society. ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಭಾರತ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ he founded Ramakrishna Mission. Then Vivekananda showed a new path to the young generation. ಗೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇವರು ಒಂದು ದಾರಿನ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಥರ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ದಾರಿ, ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗನ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಥ್ರೂ ಹಿಸ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್. which are those books? Yoga, Raj Yoga and Jnana Yoga. These are the books which shows the path to the young generation. That was written by Swami Vivekananda. He showed a new path. ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ದಾರಿನೇ ಇವರು ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಯಂಗ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಥ್ರೂ ಹಿಸ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ Swami Vivekananda Memorial built Kanyakumari to show in this day also. It shows even today it shows the greatness of Vivekananda. ಕನ್ಯಾಕುಮಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂ, even today it shows the greatness of Vivekananda. Is that clear to you, children? Yes, it is all about Swami Vivekananda. Now let us know about Marco Polo. Marco Polo was a merchant and a trader who traveled throughout the East, Far East and China. Merchant in the sense Vyapari. Marco Polo was a merchant and a trader. From east to China he had traveled, and he was born around 1254 or 1254 or 1254. Venetian merchant family. Venetian, it is a native of Venice. Vyapari family ಇವರು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. Who was that? Who was born? Marco Polo was born around 1254 in a wealthy Venetian merchant family, and his father name was Niccolo, and his uncle Maffeo, and they were a successful jewel merchants. ಅವರು ಒಂದು jewel merchants ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರು? Marco Polo's father and his uncle. And Marco Polo's childhood, of the childhoods of Marco Polo was in the Asia, and when he was young, Marco Polo's mother died. When he was 4. Young Marco Polo was primarily raised by extended family in the sense large family. ಯಾವಾಗ ಇವರ ಅಮ್ಮ ಇವರು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗಲೇ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು, therefore he raised by, that means he grown up in large family. ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದಂತಹ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಯಾರು? Marco Polo. And Marco Polo left for China when he was 17. ಇವರಿಗೆ 17 ಏಜ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು? ಇವರು ಚೀನಾಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. For the first time he went to China at the age of 17 with his father and uncle. ಅವರ ಫಾದರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಅಂಕಲ್ ಜೊತೆ ಇವರು for the first time ಚೈನಾಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ for the trade purpose. At that time a Mongol emperor, his name was Kublai Khan. There Polo's father and his uncle met this emperor, Mongol emperor, his name was Kublai Khan, and told him that they would leave or they would return. ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದಾಗ, ಚೀನಾಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರು ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಕುಬ್ಲೈ ಖಾನ್ ನ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವಾಗ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. And Kublai Khan, he was the leader all over in China, and Marco Polo's main achievement ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, the main achievement of Marco Polo was the journey on the Silk Road with his father in 1271. The journey of Marco Polo's with his father on Silk Road ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಜರ್ನಿ, his main achievement. Over his time on the Silk Road, ಯಾವಾಗ ಇವರು ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ ರೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜರ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ, he has traded and collected jewels. ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡೋದು, traded means ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ, and he has traded and collected the jewels, silk and ivory. He had collected the jewels, silk and ivory. Ivory means ಆನೆ ದಂತಗಳು. So he had collected this in the Silk Road. He had traded and collected these, and he spread the China's creativity of coal. He spread the creativity in the use of coal, money and compass. ಇದನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಚೀನಾಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೋಲ್, ಮನಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಂಪಾಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ he spreaded the creativity in the use of coal, money and compass. Why did Marco Polo spread the creativity of China? He spread the creativity of the China to improve the future exploration ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು, ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ಗೆ he had spreaded the creativity of China in use of coal, money and compass. Rustichello, he was a autobiography writer. And he was the Marco Polo's autobiography writer in the sense the biography, ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಹಿಸ್ಟರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ, ಆಟೋಬಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ and he was a Marco Polo's autobiography writer while they are in the prison in the sense ಜೈಲು. ರಸ್ಟಿಚೆಲೋ ಇವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಜೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಆಟೋಬಯೋಗ್ರಫಿನ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ and he wrote an experience with him. ಮಾರ್ಕೋ ಪೋಲೋ ಜೊತೆ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ಆಟೋಬಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಟೋಬಯೋಗ್ರಫಿಲಿ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ made Marco Polo's famous for his engagements through China and Central Asia. ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಟೋಬಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಅವರ ಲೈಫ್ ಜರ್ನಿ, ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಅವರು ಹೇಗೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ತೊಡಗಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದು, ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಹೌ ಹಿ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮರ್ಚೆಂಟ್ಸ್, in his trade. So when he returned, he had brought so many interesting things and useful things to China. This was very helpful for the Europeans. ಯಾಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, because no one knew about Marco Polo. They wrote the autobiography of Marco Polo. Then they came to know that who was Marco Polo and what was his contributions. What are all the contributions of Marco Polo? It was helpful for the European people. Trade ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. So it is about the Marco Polo. Next we will know about Vasco da Gama. Let us know about Vasco da Gama. Vasco da Gama was born in Portugal, that name Sines. So it is a small coastal town where he was born, where Vasco da Gama was born, and his father was knight and explorer. Knight in the sense soldier. ಅವರ ಅಪ್ಪ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸೈನಿಕರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. And Vasco da Gama followed his father's footsteps. ಅವರು ನಡೆದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದಾರಿಲೇನೆ, ಅವರ ನಡೆದ ದಾರಿಲೇನೆ ಇವರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. And he was commanded the ships in the name of kings name ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರು ships ನ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. Who Vasco da Gama was commanded the ships in the name of the kings, and he was appointed in 1497 he was appointed to command an expedition in the sense satyagraha in Kannada, by the Portuguese or a Portugal government he was appointed in 1497 to command an expedition. ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹನ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವರು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. By Portuguese government he was appointed, and who invented the sea route or maritime route to the east. Sea route or maritime route in the sense ಕಡಲ ದಾರಿ. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸಿ ರೂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು ಹೇಗೆ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಹೂ ಇನ್ವೆಂಟೆಡ್ ದಟ್? Portuguese explorers invented the sea route or the maritime route to east. And in May 1498 his voyage in the sense yana. So his voyage launched the all water route or the maritime route from Europe to Asia at Calicut ಅಲ್ಲಿ in May 1498 ಅಲ್ಲಿ his voyage launched. in 1498 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಸಿ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಯಾನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಸಮುದ್ರ ಯಾನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದರ ರೂಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ರೂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಲಾಂಚ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ in May 1498 where Calicut. So he was the person who launched or who invented the sea route, water route from Europe to Asia at Calicut. Is that clear? Yes, it is about Vasco da Gama. Okay dear children, what have we known in this class? In this class we have known about Swami Vivekananda, Marco Polo and Vasco da Gama. Is that clear to you children? Have you all understood? Yes, I hope you all have understood the lesson. We will see you in the next class. Till then, take care. Have a nice day.